All right, what's up, everybody? Live from quarantine. It's been a rough week out here. Last week, we did not do any shows, coffee conversations with Greg J. We were sick in the bed with this virus that's going around, the pestilence, and now still just quarantining. So it's a special edition. I couldn't go 2 full weeks without providing some nation and some inspiration for the people. And my good friend here, Dr. David Horne, is here. Good morning, sir. Are you hearing me, Dr. Horne?
I can hear you in and out.
Okay.
Well, can we get a little volume?
I'm pretty loud right here. Let's do this. Maybe you can try, Dr. Horne. Do me a favor and go out and then come back in.
Go out and come back in? Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. While we're waiting on that, you guys, we are really excited. Let me see if I can mute this one over here. Wow. Yeah, really excited about what we're doing today. Just trying to make it all happen. It's a sign. All right, let's try that.
Okay.
Better. Yay. Okay, good deal. Good deal.
Yes, with a little reverb.
Yeah, I got a little echo in there. Let me see if I can eliminate that. I see a extra box or two open here. And not seeing too well these days, so
Can you see me?
Okay. Let me call him. I'm still live. Hey. All right, y'all. Give me a few minutes. We'll try it again. There he is.
He's back in there?
Yes.
Here.
That middle one, can you get rid of that one? Get that look cover shot.
1 second.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. You there?
I'm here.
Excellent. Okay. I don't know what that was, but hey, Coffee Conversations with Greg J is on. We are live from quarantine, a little outside of my studio, you guys. Sorry about that. Got to be quarantined in these days and time. Got really, really sick last week. Celebrated a birthday, but spent my birthday in quarantine, sick as a dog out here. But now we're up and running and ready to go.
Happy birthday.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dr. Horne, I'm so glad to connect with you. I mean, we go back, way back. I used to sit at your feet, when you would be, intellectualizing about reparations and consciousness and whatnot. And I want to thank you, first of all those years that I was at KJLH Radio, and you're just one of the voices that always resonated with my soul and my consciousness. And I really want to thank you publicly for, that exposition of knowledge that you shared with me and the people.
Well, you're welcome, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes. Well, we've been going back and forth to Africa and expanding our consciousness. This program here on Coffee Conversations with Greg J is all about consciousness. It's all about, perspectives and culturally relevant conversations from a global perspective. In these changing times, man, the last 3 years, pandemic, social justice, all the stuff that's happening now. What is your perspective of African consciousness from the U.S. perspective?
African consciousness within our community?
Yes, sir.
It is not widespread enough. We are still too confused, but the pendulum is moving in our direction. Clearly, we need to be getting prepared, some of us at least, to make a move to the continent if we have to. Mm-hmm. So I'm working with a number of groups seeking to establish a right to return policy on the continent. Part of that right to return will include dual citizenship so that we keep our American or our French or our British citizenship while we move to land and resources in Africa. So we keep both. There is a lot of movement in that regard. I think we should be wise enough to consider the option of staying and still putting up with all of what's going on, but also consider the option of having another option. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've been working on.
Yeah, that's really phenomenal. We went over to Ghana with Dr. Arikana Chiambori Kwao as part of her, she was building a city of return in Ghana, out there in Cape Coast, But you are absolutely right. You say wise enough. We're researching that even from this very studio. We're researching, what needs to be done. Should we move all the way 100% to the continent? It's looking pretty good to me. I think that's a wise choice. Or if we do, okay, let me ask it for you like this, Dr. Horne. So what if we decide that we want to stay here because we don't want to leave family and friends and all of that? But isn't it wise to create some sort of bridge of commerce and arts and culture with our brothers and sisters in Africa? Well, we lost him there. I mean, he's right there on the front line of doing what we have been talking about right here, all the way over into Coffee Conversations with Greg J. I mean, we have been already over in Ghana. We're planning another trip at the end of the year, and then another trip that we're going to announce by the end of the week. You'll be able to link up with us and see about going with us over to West Africa on next year, so you can see it for yourself. Hopefully Dr. Horne will be coming back. I do apologize for the technical difficulties this morning. It's we're a little out of pocket. That COVID got us twisted up. I think what we'll do right here is we're just going to sign out right now and then reschedule with Dr. Horne maybe later on in the week, or maybe I'll even record it and play something back for you to be able to listen to what Dr. Horne has to say. Okay? All right, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's rough. It's rough out here. We tried. We didn't want to go too far. Hopefully Thursday we'll be able to have it all together for you when we, here he is. When we bring in, we're going to be talking to the first Black umpire in National League of the Major League Baseball. We're going to be talking to him, or at least his brother, and they can talk about what he has had and done in that area of sports, Blacks in sports. Yeah. There we are. How about it? Yes, sir. Man, it's a tough one here, and I was just saying to folks, maybe we can recircle around and we can record our conversation because we just have a lot of technical difficulties going on, and on my end too. I mean, I'm sitting up, like I said, in quarantine, not in my normal setup, and trying to make stuff happen this morning with you here. But I really love what you are talking about with organizing these right to return. Dr. Horne, with Ghana, they had the year of return, and a lot of people went over to Ghana and poured money into it.
And the Ghanaian year of return was very, very important, particularly to introduce a lot of other diasporans. And we're trying to move away from using that term to just say non-residential African. Mm-hmm. But Ghana introduced the whole idea that we are serious. We want you to come back. This goes back to the 2003 African Union decision to invite the non-residential African descendants to come back home. So Ghana took it and made it a commercial venture, and it worked very, very well. And Ghana is also the place that has moved further than any other African country to establish dual citizenship. They have 250 African descendants who've moved back to Ghana, who have now been officially declared Ghanaian citizens, while they still retain their American passports, their Jamaican passports, their Barbadian passports, their British passports, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that's important. And there's a lot of work being done to not only expand that in Ghana, but to also make it African policy in the other 53 countries. And I'm part of that.
You're part of that. Okay. So now are you working with the African Union in those efforts, or how does that work?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
The African Union invited us to the table, like I said, in 2003, and then ratified it with most countries in 2005. We call it Article 3Q. Come and join us in the effort to unify all of Africa, to build Africa. But bureaucracy interfered. And so since 2006, when we created an organization called the Sixth Region Diasporan Caucus here in LA, which has now become an international organization, we've been working to try to fulfill what the African Union promised back in 2005, 2006. We're supposed to have 20 diasporan representatives in the African Union right now, but bureaucracy has gotten in the way, and we have not yet been able to crack that particular nut and get it clear. We're still working on it, and we're going to get it done. You talked about working with Dr. Arakana Chihambori Kwao, who was a great African Union ambassador to the United States. We are working with groups like hers, trying to make sure we can present our case and get involved in making this work. But it's still an ongoing process.
You know, how do we get the diasporans who live in the United States, the American Descendants of Slaves, to be more cognizant of these efforts? Because a lot of times when we talk to people about moving back to Africa, they automatically put their shields up, like, I ain't going to no Africa. You know, how do we help open the minds of our people, our community?
We have to utilize every aspect of media. That's print media, that's record sales, that's movies. We have to explain to African descendants that all mankind came from Africa. And there's no shame in saying we are from Africa, and we must reestablish where we came from. We cannot be the orphans of other people forever. And in this country, we are still treated as if we don't belong here, no matter what we've been through. What we have to do, Greg, is what you're already doing, you know, with this podcast. We have to educate the African descendant community. And we need to start in kindergarten. We need to start making African descendant children, not ashamed of being connected to Africa. We need to get them to understand that Africa gave us major ideas, mathematics, science, history, that the first civilizations came out of Africa. We must reacquaint African descendants with Africa.
Hmm.